Well, the Department of Public Safety is preparing for Labor Day, encouraging people to drive safe while traveling this weekend. Beginning today, you're going to see more troopers out there on the roadway as they increase enforcement. So what will they be looking out for? Well, folks not wearing seatbelts, distracted driving, and of course, intoxicated drivers.
Zero tolerance. If you're behind the wheel of a motor vehicle operating it and you've been drinking and driving, yeah, you're going to be arrested and you're going to go to jail.
Last Labor Day weekend, DPS troopers issued more than 102,000 citations and warnings and arrested nearly 500 people for DWI, had just over 350 fugitive arrests and around 350 felony arrests. So just a reminder to buckle up, monitor the weather, of course, and maintenance for your car before you hit the road, okay? Eliminate distractions, pull over if you're tired, and as always, don't drink and drive.